Lots of disruption in week 4 of the college football season, and a new AP poll is out. I'm Grace Remington, joining you from the 24/7 Sports studio. We're going to take a look at the new rankings right now. The top 5 staying the same: Georgia, Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, and Clemson. Some folks thought maybe Ohio State might leapfrog Alabama with a better quality win against Wisconsin. But here's where we really start to see the movement. Tennessee leaps into the top 10 at number 8 after a win against Florida. NC State also cracking the top 10, moving up 2 spots. Florida and Miami are falling out. FSU is the next Florida school in at number 23, joining the poll for the first time. Kansas State sneaks in at number 25. And 2 big fallers, Oklahoma down 12, Arkansas down 10, and Kansas also right there on the edge at number 26, still waiting to crack the poll. To break it all down, here's Chip Patterson. And Chip, just your initial reaction to the poll right there.
Well, first I'll start with the number 2 position. No question at number 1, but we are starting to see that margin that Alabama has over Ohio State getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I projected we might have had a changeover there with Ohio State after that win against Wisconsin, taking over the number 2 spot. Not yet. The Crimson Tide clearly doing plenty against Vanderbilt to hold on to number 2. Tennessee clearly is the biggest story within the top 10. The Vols have always wanted to be in this position, to be able to go and get the kind of wins that get you national recognition. Are you going to be excited about snapping the streak against Florida? Yes, but there is also a larger picture here, and that larger picture is being able to be recognized as truly one of the best teams in the country, not just a team that's off to a hot start. The challenge for Josh Heupel, Hendon Hooker, and this team is to be able to maintain it against what has always been one of the toughest schedules in the entire country. And then I'm going to have to look at Oklahoma, because Oklahoma is in a very difficult position, because it is tough for AP voters to balance who you are versus what you've done, because I do think who Oklahoma is a very good football team, certainly one that deserves to be ranked in the top 25 nationally. But what has Oklahoma done? Because they got a win against UTEP. That ain't count for much. They've got a win against Kent State. Nope. And their other win is against Nebraska. And, I mean, yikes. That resume is not doing anything for the Sooners. So placing Oklahoma within the top 25 is very, very difficult. I understand there's no good answer there. But what happens next with the Sooners is going to be an opportunity to add some quality wins and show that they are who I believe they are, which is one of the 25 best teams in the country.
Okay, it sounds like you're a little low on Oklahoma. Can you give me a team that you actually think is overrated in this poll?
I'm going to go down to the very bottom. I do think the Pitt Panthers are a team that's overrated. I would have knocked them out of the top 25 personally, and I thought that they would be knocked out as well. Their best win that the Panthers have right now comes against West Virginia, their other wins being against Rhode Island and Western Michigan. And I think that Pitt might honestly still be in the top 25 based on something that I like to call quality loss disease, where Pitt is getting credit for going to overtime against a Tennessee team that is clearly playing with a lot of momentum in terms of the rankings. And so I normally say quality loss here this early in the season is kind of gross, but I guess it's here in the AP top 25.
All right, how about an overrated team, Chip?
Well, the team that
Underrated.
should be up in the top 25 this week is the Kansas Jayhawks. It is preposterous that the Kansas Jayhawks at 4-0 with a convincing road win at West Virginia, which, again, by the way, is Pitt's best win, and a convincing road win at Houston, beating a previously unbeaten Duke team this past weekend. I just think that it's absurd that Kansas is not up in the top 25. Now, they are the first team out, so a lot of those AP voters did have the Jayhawks on their ballot. But still, I mean, I would have put them maybe around 22. I would have put them around 20. And, like, the Kansas resume is better than the Ole Miss resume. The only reason why Kansas is not in the top 25 and Ole Miss is at 14 is by the names on the helmet. And so I think Kansas is severely underrated in this position.
Chip, I agree with you. You look at any undefeated team from 14 down, no one can compete with the Jayhawks resume. 2 road wins and 2 Power 5 wins. All right, Chip, thanks for your time. And for all your college football coverage, stay with us, subscribe to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel.